Hello, welcome to Day One Patch Podcast, episode 235. I'm your host, Ryan Johnson.
Are you auctioning off this episode?
Matt Lawrence, yeah. You bought it. Remember those shows, Matt?
What's really weird is that everyone quotes that man, and it's an obscure show that was shown occasionally on History, and it was the introduction in which that was said. That is such a random reference, and everyone gets it.
Because it was... Adrian, I don't get it.
What?
Did you get the you bought it? You know what that's from?
No.
Yeah,
Is that some
think-
sort of Storage Wars thing?
Yeah, I don't think most people know.
No, it's not. It's like an auction house show on History, and it was from the intro.
Okay, close enough.
Well, no, but it's weird that everyone says that line. Like, even Marty the other day said it, and I was like, is that from that auction show? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
I like when people come up to that, like, on that show, and they're like, this is from the Ming Dynasty. Do you think someone will want it? And they're like, we never know. Sold for $10. And it's like, you gotta get these people out, you know? So.
Well, the thing is the market, like, is important that you sell it to, and if those people aren't there.
But they try to advertise, like, oh, this is for sale at this location. Be there if you want it.
Yeah.
But is it, to put all that people together, it's going to be difficult. I used to watch freaking History all the time.
If I have the TV on, I'm usually on History.
Pawn Stars, I love Pawn Stars, even though it's a big.
I can't watch Pawn Stars anymore.
Big scam now. The one guy died. The old man died.
The old man
right?
died. Yeah, he was gone for a while, and then he.
What's his face was arrested.
Who?
Chum Lee.
Oh,
Daily doing some kids?
Drugs or something like that.
Oh.
Jesus Christ! I like how that's the thing you jump to.
Well, I don't know. You guys I'm just quoting you.
Quoting me.
All right, some of the top stories. This is the last show before Christmas and New Year's, so not too much in the news. What we do got is Pokemon Go dev Niantic is worth $3.9 billion.
Holy Christ.
Capcom responds to controversial Street Fighter V in-game ads. Matt, you like that one. And Nintendo Switch breaks huge U.S. sales records.
Woo!
And then, Matt, you'll delight us all with a Query Corner question at the end, right?
Philosophical corner, actually.
That's been gone for like a year, Matt,
That's fine.
if not longer.
That's fine.
Adriano, what's new?
Oh, just playing a game of Hearthstone.
Fuck.
That's not new.
I have to get my dailies in.
Good old
what
timed
is
events.
New? What is new with me?
What are you looking at me for that? We did a round of Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. That's I got that going. Some Overwatch,
Good for you.
some StarCraft, stuff in BattleNet, this and that. So, what's new with you guys?
Matt?
Well, continuing on the road to the old Fallout 76. I can't remember. Well, there was another patch this week.
Was there?
It was, but it wasn't.
Oh, server side, you said, right?
So for PC, it was an actual download. Because they had problems with when you'd exit, it would crash, which isn't like the worst thing.
You're trying to exit.
Yeah, but it's still annoying.
I won.
But now it's or for the PC or for the console, it was a hot fix, and the performance went up again. So the performance has been going up steadily. Less hiccups. Like they slowly got the frame rate up, but like the hiccups are still happening, and now the hiccups are less and less and less.
We joined a team on the first try.
On the first try, but that's
monumental.
That's not a definitive thing because
No.
that's happened in Call of Duty before as well, and we have the same sort of issues.
Correct, but I'm still taking that as victory.
It's pretty good. I can't remember whether I invited you or you invited me. I think I invited you.
You invited me, yeah.
Yeah, because I was already in like a nuclear zone.
Oh, yeah, and then I showed up, and you had all those green bastards running around.
That was hell. I didn't die, but that was hell.
I died multiple times.
Well, I've hit a weird wall in that game where, as far as I know, so like the weapons would level up on 10s or 5s, so like 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever, and then or like 15, 25, 35, etc. And then you could like if you had the plan for that particular gun, you could build in those increments, like depending on your level.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like above level 60, and all my guns are maxed out at 45 or 50. So it seems like 45, 50 is like the wall of guns, and same with like regular armor. I don't know about power armor yet. So like I'm kind of curious. Like there's a trophy for getting level 100. There's level 100s running around nuclear zones, and there's like I've seen like well above level 60s, if I recall correctly.
Is there a level cap?
I think there is. I think there kind of is, but I don't like I think there's a point in which like you don't really get much. I think.
So what's the point?
Well, in my case, it's because I'm still getting perks and stuff. Maybe that'll continue forever. I'm not entirely sure. I might be thinking of the Fallout 4 system.
I thought perks stop at like 50.
No, I keep getting perks. Every time you level up, you get to choose a perk or you get to respec.
But you get to
So
add.
maybe it'll be infinite, so you can constantly respec.
But you can add a point to your special or no?
No,
That's what I was wondering.
specials end at 50. But
So you can respec what you want balanced on your
Yeah.
special. Okay.
what's really weird though is what I'm finding is that my weapons, which are like at max level, my weapons aren't doing too well against like the Scorch Beast, and I find Scorch Beast is spawning on me more frequently because I don't know whether it's because I'm higher level or whether it's because I'm in a more dangerous area. Like I'm in that
You had
like
to actually
that,
flee that one.
that was a disaster. Well, actually, you know when you left, I got attacked by two more level 65 ones.
You know, I think I survived those other ones we killed because I don't know if you were having this problem. Whenever I would take direct hits from it,
Yeah,
and my health would not go down. But now it seems
I would never have that. I would
to
never
actually be
never had
hurting
that.
me. So I wonder if I glitched my way through those first battles we did,
Maybe.
which is great.
Well, Tim and I took down like 5 that one night with like
Jesus Christ.
the surface to air missile systems, like
Right.
in the Cranberry Bog. But we're in like that mire or whatever, that top right area part of the map that's sort of like a swamp, and like there's so many freaking Scorch Beasts that just randomly appear. But like, so my issue is that what my assumption was, I have like these like higher level guns like Tesla rifles and whatever the hell I have now, so I should be able to update them above 50, and I couldn't. So I was like, maybe I can do it with heavy guns. And as far as I know, and I've only looked briefly into it, is I actually can't. So I don't really know whether I'm supposed to be with a team, whether I'm supposed to be able to take down Scorch Beasts easy. Like I don't really know what the situation is, but I am not able to take them down easily. I can fight them for a real long time, but I'm just pissing lead,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
So
All right. As for me, what have I been doing?
Sorry,
What?
don't go ahead.
It's not much. Like Overwatch,
I
Spider-Man
forgot.
DLC,
There's something that we all forgot.
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Matt, what did you think of Aquaman?
it was all right.
Yeah,
It was like I'm not like I wouldn't say no to rewatching it, but I wouldn't buy it.
I think that's the consensus. It was all right, but like at the higher end of all right, I think.
Like BVS was actually bad.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about what you guys said yesterday about Mira was in Justice League. Was there a scene between Mira and Aquaman?
I can't recall. I've only seen it once.
Matt?
In what?
In Justice League. Mira was in Justice League, right?
I know that she was, but I don't know where she was. I know that she was because you told us.
Because it's like because then when I brought up yesterday, the suggested resolution was just like, it was just like he must have known her before Aquaman. They just never really dealt. Like he kind of seemed like he knew her.
Well, he kind of like, I guess, is used to people coming out of the water and trying to talk to him.
Okay.
Well, because he said
But
he's,
wait.
like remember he told the one ambassador to go piss off essentially or something, and then he said, "I'll say it nicer because you're a lady" or whatever.
Yeah.
But like to me, saying it that way is kind of like points to the fact that he doesn't know her.
Not at that time.
See, like this is where I'm confused. Is the way that I pieced it together in my head was that Justice League was before all of this, where he was still just like the fish man or whatever.
Yeah, and that's what I think it is too, because he didn't have his goal. He didn't have his like Aquaman outfit.
Yeah,
In
and then
BVS.
this is
in
after
BVS
this is after
in
Justice,
Justice
League.
League.
I would say because
So
why
maybe-
wouldn't he bring the Trident?
He's not in
Now,
BVS.
to be fair,
Who the hell was the enemy? in
or
Justice
sorry,
Justice League.
wait, she shows up in BVS.
No, she shows up in Justice League.
League? Justice
Justice
League.
League, okay,
Justice
yeah.
League.
Okay, so from what I remember, there was a scene between her and Aquaman in Justice League, which suggests that they knew each other then. Her coming out of the water in Aquaman suggests that he knows, like he kind of treated her like a pest, like a nuisance. So it's like, okay, maybe he knows her, but then he didn't even know her name. Because he goes, I don't even know your name. And she goes, blah, 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 blah. He's like, okay. She's like, you can call me Mira. So then it feels like that's like they are getting to know each other during Aquaman. But
It takes place after they already talked.
I have no idea what the order is supposed to be. Here.
Now, they've been trying to rework the whole DCEU.
Oh god.
So maybe
Oh,
the
God.
facts are getting lost, or like their timeline is getting a little jumbled.
It's a little annoying.
Well, no. Wait a second here. What is the actual consensus of timeline? What is Justice League actually before?
There's no reason to suggest that, for the exception of Wonder Woman, there's no reason to suggest to think that anything takes place out of order than they've been released.
So in Justice League, Aquaman doesn't have a suit and he doesn't have the trident, right?
Yeah, because I was going to say whatever the enemy in Justice League was, he would have brought the trident at
This is
least.
potential spoiler area too for anyone who cares.
I mean, he has a trident in the
I understand.
in the literal poster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be his mom's trident, which isn't actually a trident. It has like 4 or 5 prongs on it.
Yeah. Tried it in spirit. But it's actually pretty good. I really like, one more thing about it, I really like the Sicily chase scene.
Yeah, that's a fun action set piece.
Yeah, especially because they're on each side of the town, and they would pan, like you'd see the one background action of one was always background action of the other, and they'd always just kind of pan to it and then just kind of continue on.
You know what DC might be a little bit better at than Marvel is? Those like close quarter combat scenes. So there's a couple of scenes in Wonder Woman where she's like sliding around and killing people, and then she brings out her like lasso and is swirling that around. They're really cool and they're shot really well. And then same was kind of this one when Nicole Kidman was fighting those guys at the beginning.
Yeah,
that was really cool. And then there's the Batman scene from BVS where he jumps into the window and fights a bunch of bad guys.
yeah.
So they seem, I think their choreography is a little bit better. Marvel doesn't really have any standout moments.
For the exception of Bucky and
That's
Cap
pretty good.
fucking just
That's a pretty
wailing
intense-
on Iron Man. That I love that. Just they're just like passing this shield back and forth, and they're just beating down Tony. Oh, it's so satisfying.
All right, that's it, I guess.
Is the DC universe getting better?
Marginally,
Seems like they're learning at least.
yeah.
I mean, Justice League was pretty bad though, right? I can't even remember what the enemy was.
Just dumb like guy.
Wasn't it Steppenwolf?
Was it Steppenwolf?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
The only scene I remember is they were in Batman's jet, and I remember there was like the team building scene. So there's 3 scenes. There's those 2, and then I remember them
What team building? What team building? What are you talking
They had to
about?
put together
They put together the Justice League. Like Batman put it together with Wonder Woman because they already knew each other. And then there was a 3rd scene I remember where they were beside a lake, where like the Batcave is or something, and they were like fighting there awkwardly on like the shore of a lake. Which the set actually looked like they were like trespassing. Like it didn't look like a, you know what I mean? Like they were kind of like on this awkward edge of a lake. It just kind of felt like they were like constrained to this weird coast. I don't know. That just a weird scene for me. I can't remember the enemy. I also don't remember the enemy of. Oh, BVS was a big Anthem monster.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like literally just the fucking Anthem monster. That's what it was.
Who was that? What's his name?
BVS. I'm getting them all mixed up.
Mark Zuckerberg.
What?
Remember the guy that turned the egg timer? Mark Zuckerberg, right?
The red coats are coming. Oh, so dumb.
What's his name? It's the anti-superhero guy or Superman guy.
Zod?
No.
Dr.
Doomsday?
Doomfist.
Was it Doomsday? BVS was Doomsday, right?
Yeah. No. Or was that Superman? No, that was Zod.
What about the rich dude?
Lex
rich
Luthor?
dude that eventually...
He
Lex
wasn't
Luthor?
he wasn't the big villain they fought at the end though. That was Doomsday,
I think it was Doomsday.
who looked horrible.
Yeah.
These goddamn superhero
and then
movies.
Suicide Squad. I forgot about Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, Suicide
I'll never
Squad.
forget the enemy in that. Just some crazy like can't like control her emotions.
Belly
Like
dancing like witch
Yeah.
thing.
what the fuck was that?
Fucking
And
shot.
remember
you.
how dumb the enemies were too? They were just like zombies of like everyone else
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
in Suicide Squad. So she takes over the city with her like witchy powers and turns all the people in the city to like zombies.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
The
And they're just cannon fodder for all the Suicide Squad.
I don't remember the zombies part.
They filmed that right in the back alley of the Fairmont. Eh?
Yeah. Oh
They,
yeah,
like-
you did fucking downtown Toronto. You could.
They like ran across the street and you could see the old steakhouse.
I could. I was watching that movie. I'd be like, I know that corner. I know that corner.
I saw GCPD police cars in Toronto,
Yeah.
Really? What the
Yeah.
hell's that?
Gotham City.
Oh.
And you know the Shazam,
Yeah,
You know-
it's
you know-
fucking North End corner store. That
When he's charging it's beneath Fairmont.
Are you serious?
that's beneath Fairmont.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck.
All right, let's hop into the couple stories we got. Pokemon Go dev Niantic could be worth $3.9 billion.
Could be.
This is a report.
Holy shit!
Comes
That's
to
a
us from
lot.
GameSpot. Yeah, that's quite a bit. I guess there's a report coming out that they are also working to secure $200 million of funding. So that's pretty nuts. And they also have a new Harry Potter game coming out, so I think more money is coming their way.
I
pretty
will
soon.
not even be downloading this Harry Potter game. This is their mobile their Harry Potter Pokemon Go esque one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother.
because you're just done with that lifestyle.
I don't want to go back to it.
Matt, if you still want to play Pokemon Go, I will go out and play Harry Potter.
I like I said, I still play it. Like I'm just gonna play it when I walk around.
Passively, yeah.
Yeah, well, not even that. I mean, like I'm literally gonna open it if I'm walking around.
I want to learn more about that Harry Potter game that leaked, where we saw footage of it.
I thought for sure we were going to see it at the Game Awards. I
Yeah.
thought for sure that was going to be like a big announcement.
I forget what they said it was. I think we were hoping it was Rocksteady, but it might be WB Montreal.
I think it's probably WB.
I kind of think that they might be in talks with like PlayStation or something to make it an exclusive.
You
So
think?
yeah, maybe. Because like, why would you have something that is seemingly partially complete that's showable even to a limited audience, and then not show it months later to a full audience, unless you had a business deal that was pending like confidentiality.
I don't know
I
about
don't,
that. They
I don't
might-
think that's indicative of them having.
They might just be sticking
yeah,
to their own timeline.
Yeah.
But like, why even show it off the first time then?
They didn't show it off. They were doing
They-
testing.
Yeah, it was like a quick focus group thing that they pulled.
It was in a mall somewhere.
Yeah.
They just pulled people in. Here's $5.
yeah, but isn't that risky? Like it's like
You sign NDAs.
Sign NDAs and they're
Yeah,
and they're
but
supposed to take
the
away your
person-
phone.
yeah,
the
the
guy.
person-
They're literally the security guard didn't take away the guy's phone. That's why he was able to do it.
And he
Fuck.
didn't sign either.
Yeah,
God damn it.
but like I don't know why you think that like them that would be indicative.
Well, like to me, it'd be like if I'm gonna go in a public place like a mall and do a focus group. To me, I would say, I want to reveal this to the public in 6 months. So let's do it. Let's do the focus group now, so we can adjust things for the actual public launch or like show off.
Remember what Rage did? Like the whole thing leaked. Rage 2.
I don't.
And then they just like changed like their marketing to like Walmart or something like that.
Yeah, they thanked Walmart Canada publicly at the revival.
Jesus Christ.
And apparently Walmart Canada leaks a bunch of stuff.
A lot of retailers all over the world leak stuff, especially like weird European shitty retailers. Like
Put
a lot
up
of
the goddamn
Italian
store
ones.
page when it comes out. You upload a picture, you upload a price.
Because
you
they want
press
it
friggin' publish.
ready.
They want it ready so they can just hit it live, but they accidentally put it live.
Fuck. You guys
Or
do.
is it accidental, or is there someone on the inside like,
It could be.
oh, it was a mistake?
I remember that was like the biggest thing like 3 years ago. Every single time there was a leak for anything, game, phone, whatever. Everyone's like, oh, they're actually paying it to do it. Or like the jailbreak thing where people were like, it's actually Apple paying the jailbreak devs. I'm like, are they? Why are they making it difficult for them by breaking it then? They could just not talk to each other and then not break the jailbreak.
Literally every update. What?
Marty just sent us a message.
Uh-oh.
Mastermind Toys has all.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, it was a sale. I thought there was an emergency and it's just like, no, it's just a sale.
Marty's dead.
I might have to go and look at those.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
he messaged us that he's dead.
Oh, and then dies. You know?
Shit.
Hey, the one set has it's Mercy and Farah in the same set. It's
There you
like
go.
I might have to fucking buy that set.
Wait, what is this? The statues?
Overwatch Lego at Mastermind Toys. And coming up to Christmas, or maybe just after Christmas, they might be going on sale. They might start to clear them out.
Boxing Day.
Fuck yeah, Matt. God damn it. When you're right, you're right.
What's going on over there?
What I'll do is I'll go take one. I'll go find like a weird corner in the store where they'll never look. I'll hide it there, and I'll wait for Boxing Day.
I've done that. Yeah.
The old retail switcheroo.
Under those rocks we found.
Under those rocks.
They're just selling rocks, remember?
Oh, that was so weird. That was Mastermind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, the giant elephant. You just put it on top of that elephant.
Yeah, holy
that
Christ.
thing was fucking massive.
It's expensive, too. It was like $2,000, something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. Well, it's fucking big, man.
It's just stuffing, isn't it? And some wires to make it sturdy.
I mean,
a
it's
lot of-
probably
$2,000 worth
specialty,
of stuffing and wires, I guess.
and it's specialty as well. They don't make them. Probably don't make them en masse.
Yeah, probably made to order.
What were we talking about before?
I don't remember.
Well, we were talking about Aquaman.
Please
Oh,
leave,
leaks.
Please leave a comment if you knew.
It's kind of sad that everything leaks nowadays.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
You literally don't know, or you literally know everything before pretty much everything.
Well, I kind of ignore leaks. Like unless if I'm sent stuff like that, that's fine. But if a lot of the time with leaks, it's either like an actual spoiler, because like the stuff that companies put out is curated so that it doesn't spoil things generally.
Yeah.
So like I don't want to see the first 10 levels or see the 5th level or something, especially when it's like I don't even know, like it's not even in our hands yet. Like that's ridiculous.
I just think it's funny. Every article I read is like Apple's a very like private company. They don't like showing off other stuff for talking about it, but everything leaks. You know, we know what's going to be announced at the keynotes, and then everyone comes away disappointed because there was no surprises.
Because people want the leaks so bad. Like,
Yeah.
Wasn't there like an iPhone, like one of the iPhone 4s or 5s? That was
It's
like,
the iPhone 4. Yeah.
it was left in a bar.
Yep.
Like a prototype was left in a bar and somebody picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking hilarious.
what are you guys doing? Like,
That's fucking hilarious.
He apparently tried to return it to Apple. He called up like Apple Care or something like that and said, "Hey, I have one of your like prototype iPhones," and they didn't believe him.
That's hilarious.
And then he sold it to whoever it was. Forget what it was.
Good on him, because I would have sold it immediately to a magazine. Or to
And then it
seller.
caused a big.
wasn't it
trouble.
Gizmodo?
Gizmodo, yeah, huge trouble. Police raided their apartment, the guy's apartment.
I wouldn't I tried to fucking return it. Nobody believed me.
It's the wheels of bureaucracy, bud.
Oh.
And then it cost them like tons more.
He should have just sent them pictures of it.
I would have just if clearly he was near an Apple office. I would have just waited for somebody with an Apple badge walk by and be like, "Yo, wait! I literally found this in a bar."
He could have literally taken it to their headquarters.
That's what I mean. I would have just
Drive up and be like, "Hey, look at this."
Just, like,
Admittedly,
wave
though,
it.
we're telling
tackled by the
we're
security.
telling him to do something that he's not technically obligated to do
He's not,
because
but
he did call. It's not like he
Yeah.
should actually drive there.
yeah, but he stopped at calling and then said, "Okay, I'll sell this for profit now."
Yeah, no, but like
he did try to do the right thing.
But he's not obligated to even do he found something that is his now.
he didn't steal it.
He didn't steal it. Like
He didn't,
if,
like, pickpocket
if
the guy.
universe put it into his hands, he's allowed to do with it what he wants. Just the fact that he
I
tried
don't know
to.
if it's his.
Oh yeah.
No,
he tried to
you
give
can't
it back.
You can't just find something and then it's all of a sudden yours.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's how. There's a bunch
yeah.
of like treasure hunting laws
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Find
If
it.
I-
Absolutely.
wait. If I leave my iPad at a bar
Yeah.
and you pick it up, it's now yours.
No.
It's in a public place. It's just like what claim do you have to it?
My stuff's on it.
I mean, admittedly, like we
It's
don't know
his-
the
it's
we don't
his
know the law
iPhone.
behind this. To be clear,
It's in a public area. It's not. There's nothing around it. It's.
I can understand like a frisbee in a park,
But what's
but
the
if you
difference?
leave a wallet or an iPad or something
Well,
of
what's the difference?
significant
Hold on a second.
value,
Hold on a second. What's the difference between a frisbee and an iPad?
it's easier to prove whose iPad that is.
No,
You don't just own it because you found it.
it's not. Maybe not own it, but it's you have a certain.
isn't there like a claim?
you have
period
yeah
or
there's a rule with like claiming stuff that you have it is you finding it is one step closer to you legitimately owning it.
depending on the law of where you live.
I don't think so because they raided the guy's apartment.
That's also Apple like fucking pushing their power.
Not the
out.
guy who found it, but the person who bought it.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So the guy at Gizmodo, they raided his apartment, took his computers and stuff.
Goddamn! What are they doing?
I don't know. If you find some prototype thing, maybe try to return it, I guess.
I mean, admittedly, like
Further
when
than just calling them
when
up.
he calls Apple Care, like we don't know who those people are. Like that could be a totally separate company that Apple just gives the scripts on tech support and says, "Here, have this." They're not. They might not even be Apple
yeah, for
employees.
sure.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we know that they're Apple employees, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like we don't. Like they could be a call center, like a third party, where it's just a massive call center that are with handle a bunch of companies.
Yeah. Anyway, that was years ago.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Gizmodo got banned for life from the keynotes.
It's hilarious.
All right, next story, Matt. You're gonna love this one.
Oh, good.
Capcom responds to controversial Street Fighter V in-game ads. This comes to us from GameSpot. Street Fighter V recently released an update that introduces advertisements to the fighting game's loading screens,
Oh fuck!
player
yeah. Here we
models,
go.
and stages. While the advertisements can be toggled off, the introduction of ads in the first place went over just as well as you'd expect.
This is not the first time we've seen ads in games. First Crackdown had them.
Had them how, though?
Had them in billboards in the game in the world.
Yeah, I
That's
think that's
different.
okay.
That's different though.
Yeah.
But it was real world stuff that people
Doesn't
purchased.
but But like, here's the thing though: when you go watch a movie and they have a shot of Times Square, there's advertisements there because it fits the setting in which it's taking place.
But also just typical product placement too.
yeah.
Well, like, but this is so. For example, in Crackdown as well as Rainbow Six Vegas are the ones that come to mind. As the game aged, it was like literally the same advertisement everywhere. It'd be like one missed call, and it's like every other like sign is just one missed call. Because they only could, like, obviously the game was starting to slow down, so they weren't selling to as many people. So it's like that's also unrealistic. So you're just advertising to me in a game. You're just making more money, as per the usual.
Anyways, with this, like it's not only advertising and loading screens, but like there's like logos on their shirts and stuff like that.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah.
I thought that was just like people making fun of it.
No, it's like branding on clothing and stuff like that.
I don't know if that's bad. Like if we as the gaming community don't consider those billboards to be bad, I don't think we can claim that those shirts are bad.
But those billboards are not like advertising in game is just like a product of how do I explain it? It's them trying to use like billboards were always a thing. Billboards and advertising were always a thing, even before video games. You're driving down the highway, you have a billboard, you have an advertising. In a movie, if you're driving down a highway, you see a billboard, you expect to see an advertisement, whether it's an in-universe fake, made-up advertisement or a real one, whether it's Coca-Cola or whoever. But it's just like something about having that thrown in your face and having it like in-game. Not on a billboard, just like having it there, like having the logo just appear up. Like that is
in a loading screen though. Like I don't know. I'm opposed to ads being scattered all over the place, and I can see them being a slippery slope. I'm not necessarily opposed to them being in a loading screen.
Remember though, you paid $80 for this.
Yeah, and that was gonna be my
I mean,
next
I paid
point.
$80 for Fallout, and I have hardly any Christmas items in my shop or my thing because they're all in the Atomic Shop.
That's different though.
How is that different?
That's not an advertisement.
No, but it's still them essentially holding things back.
Yeah.
So what they did is they're just adding more, like it's still a monetization method is what I'm getting at. Like
Okay.
it's a way to extract more money from me than my initial purchase price.
Yeah, but there are different acceptable means of doing that.
But like how useful is a loading screen? That's what I'm saying. Like if it hits the loading screens and it's always just the loading screens, like it's like it doesn't.
Well, this is character models.
Yeah.
No. See that's what I mean.
And
It's a slippery
stages.
slope.
Also, Matt, but the problem is though, is that when you have a loading screen that's taking 4.5 seconds or whatever,
Yeah.
what incentive do you have as a developer to try to increase those load times and try to get that
Well,
up?
that'd be
if
funny,
you're
yeah.
getting
That's
money
exactly
from
what
it.
I'm saying. Is the slippery slope is the scary thing. But if the loading screen's only 30 seconds by default, let's just say it's a long loading game like a GTA that loads essentially once. So it takes 30 seconds to load. They could do an ad or two in that 30 seconds, and I wouldn't give a fuck because it's like it's a loading screen.
I just don't like the slow creep of ads into paid
Yeah.
products.
Well,
We've seen this happen time and time again, and it's just we have to stop it at some point.
it's not going to stop.
ridiculous.
There's no stopping it.
If there was a free version of this game, they said you can play this game for free, but we're going to just throw ads all over the character models, all over the backgrounds and loading screens. I mean,
Right.
that's fine. But it's just like you're paying $80 and then there's advertisements. And granted, you can toggle it off, but just the fact that by default it turns on, it's just dirty.
Also, like having it on the character models, it's a little weird when it's Street Fighter when they have uniforms and like outfits. Mm-hmm. But in something like a racing game, cars often actually have in real life advertisements on
See,
them.
like
in Forza, it makes sense to have those advertisements on certain cars.
Again, a racing game taking place in the middle of Times Square, like advertising makes sense.
NASCAR makes sense too. Like any
it's
NASCAR
just, but
game.
Yeah.
like on a character model that has, like, I never want to see Lara Croft run around with like fucking Red Bull on her shirt, like for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like that should never happen.
So Capcom responded. They say, we value and thank our community for providing feedback on the new sponsored content feature added to Street Fighter V Arcade Edition this week. We will continue collecting everyone's feedback to consider how we can improve this new feature for players in the future. And this is Arcade Edition. Is that?
I don't.
Is that just a type of game? It doesn't mean it's like a free thing.
I don't know. It's not a free.
If,
It's a type of game.
if it's a free game, that makes sense. If it's a discounted game that isn't on
No,
sale,
no,
that makes
no,
sense.
There's no discount, but there are. It's a different version of the game. It's not the first time I've heard the arcade game.
The one thing I realized this week, though, is I was talking to somebody and something came to me, is that all we're seeing with this type of stuff, microtransactions, ads, whatever, is just the stuff that we use, because we use new mediums in comparison to, say, television, which has been around for a long time. We're just seeing it get greasier. We're seeing our things as we age get like greasier, essentially. They're becoming more monetized the same way that cable television, when it was new, didn't have ads, and then ads were introduced. All it did is during the aging process of anything, it seems, it just gets greasier and more monetized. It's just the inevitable.
Well,
like everyone's always been money hungry.
The main difference between television is your advertisements were introduced as a method for the free to air channels.
The networks always had ads.
No, but I'm
It
saying
was
I'm
the
saying
cable.
the
It was the cable shows.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
that I
specifically
felt.
cable television. Cable television's been around, for well over a decade now. So what I'm saying is like I don't know what the number would be, but let's say at the decade mark, then we start seeing these guys come, like a new set of executives come in and they go, okay, let's start throwing some
HBO was
money
one
at
of the
this.
first cable packages, and they don't have ads.
Yeah.
They kept true.
But they also
charge fucking.
they're
phenomenal
also
legs for their
expensive.
content.
Like
But you also
HBO
get a lot better quality content.
Well, it is. Yeah, I was going to say it's a premium brand essentially.
There was a time when you went to buy a movie ticket and you went in there and you fucking watched the movie. Okay, now it's.
But you see what I'm saying? It
Then
just
they put
got,
the
it just
trailers at
got
the back.
greasy over time.
It's time play, probably with a sponsored, game in there. Then you got commercials. Then you got the trailers.
You know what would be really bad? If halfway through the movie they put up some ads.
That is absolutely something that will probably happen. Intermission. Go watch this other advertisement.
Especially if Avengers 4 is going to be like 4 hours
Intermission's
long.
one thing. Intermission's one thing if the filmmaker crafted his or her film, to have an intermission. That is
Yeah.
acceptable.
What if the
But
what
if they inserted like a shitty cable TV airing of a movie where they just like put in an awkward break for a commercial? No.
what if the theater requests the movie makers to start making intermission friendly scenes?
Only if the filmmaker intended to put a intermission there.
But they did after a request.
That's fine. As long as it's crafted
So there's a way
have,
to get.
as long as it was crafted to have an intermission and they want to throw ads in there, that's fine.
Because you don't want to just ruin the flow of the movie.
There's
yeah.
a pace and a rhythm you want to maintain.
I'm surprised.
No further questions.
No, but I'm surprised that you're not fighting the fact that the ads are even there. You're saying that you would accept if the people who want it monetized ask the filmmakers to literally make it monetizable.
If there was a creative director who said, my film has an intermission.
Yeah.
Didn't Quentin Tarantino do that with one of his?
I think some theaters were offering intermissions for some. I think it was the theater.
Wasn't it? What was this?
I think it was Inglourious Bastards.
No,
I thought it was Inglourious Bastards because it was split into chapters.
The
Kill Bill?
no,
Hateful Eight?
that's the one. I thought he was doing it because especially on the 70
Long ass
mil
movie.
because on the 70
Oh,
mil
okay.
printing they had to change out the reels.
But don't they got two projectors or no?
Maybe. I thought for some reason maybe there
Or
was
maybe they used it as a means to have.
was it his what was the double combo one? The two shorter movies.
Death Proof and the other
That's
one.
the one. I think there was that one.
That one makes sense. You're literally watching two movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What's the other one? Death Proof and
Don't look at me.
I really like Death Proof. That's pretty
Death Proof was pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
At times.
Two of my favorite from him are Django and Inglourious Bastards. Mainly for Christoph Waltz. I love Christoph Waltz in both of those.
I look at that
movies.
he redeemed him in Django.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
That the opening scene of Inglourious Bastards when the family's hit on it's a fucking fantastic scene. It is so heartbreaking.
See, Tarantino writes a good script. You could not write a Tarantino script, man.
No, okay. I don't want to get into this because it's going to be an hour conversation. After the show, we're gonna have a fight.
You know, also I don't like when you buy a Blu-ray, and I don't buy Blu-rays anymore. But when we buy a
Black
Blu-ray,
Panther right there.
That was to test the freaking HDR mayhem. But
Wait,
you buy
wait,
you
did-
buy.
Oh, sorry. I didn't. I thought you were moving on to the next story. I wanted to say what was that arcade edition. Sorry,
It was like $30 on Amazon.
the arcade edition.
Yeah.
So it's different.
I don't know if it's different, but
I
you
would. So
you still
some-
have to pay for it. It's,
yeah.
it's not a free version.
Yeah.
is all.
Okay.
But the Blu-rays, you open it up, you got advertisements in little paper form. You pop in the disc, it has ads that play before the movie, and sometimes you can't even skip them.
Yeah,
And that's really nasty.
Yeah, some of them you can't skip.
Even on VHS, you could fast forward it at least.
Yeah.
But now you can't even skip them.
I didn't know that.
You paid $25 for a freaking Blu-ray.
Yeah. Watch
And
the ad.
they got ads all over the
Watch the
goddamn
ad, bitch. See, no, but this is exactly what I'm saying. Is as time goes on, things will get greasy.
No, I understand that. I just don't like it.
No, but now I've made peace after thinking that, because I'm just like, all right, well, just gonna get worse. That's
No,
fine.
we had a conversation about this too, yeah.
Just gonna get worse.
If it
so-
becomes the norm, it's now fine with Matt Lawrence.
yeah, it's just like, well,
Yeah.
I guess that's it then. That's fine.
You're a product of your environment. Is that how
I'm
you
a
feel?
product of my environment. If my environment evolves, I change with it. It's like, all right, well, I guess that's it then. Like if I was talking to that Siri HomePod there, and she suddenly was like, every 4 commands was like, hang on a minute, Matt, before I turn on the lights, let's have this new offering by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is the best, whatever. I'd be like, all right. Like I'd be pissed off for about a month, and then I'd be like, all right, yeah, Coca-Cola ad, let's do it, or whatever. That's fine.
That fucking boggles my mind.
Because there's no point in me worrying about something that I literally can't change, and there's already a mob of people online doing it. So why am I adding anger to a mob that's already angry? My voice doesn't matter, so I might as well just live with it.
I guess you're not wrong, but
Like I'm stressing out over what something that some corporate executive is going to continue to do.
I think the problem though is if everyone acted the way you did, it might be the reason why the problems still exist.
Yes.
There's a portion of people who don't care, and they don't do anything about it.
The thing is, though, is that would also be a product of my environment. Right now, there's already an angry mob, so I am also accepting of that. If there isn't an angry mob, then I might be part of that angry feedback.
Yeah. I buy my movies on iTunes. They don't have ads.
Not yet.
My music,
Not
my
yet.
music on Apple Music doesn't have ads.
Not yet.
I got rid of ads on YouTube,
For now.
and I.
until they slowly creep them back in on a
Here's the-
paid
here-
service, which I promise you they will one day.
Here's the thing that sucks. I paid for the version of Shazam that didn't have the ads. Apple bought Shazam, got rid of the ads. So I now
paid when early on. I paid for the version of Shazam that gave me unlimited Shazams. Because early on, the
Oh
free,
yeah, that's right.
the early on, the free one only gave you 5 per month,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to wait till next month till you could get another 5. But I'm like, fuck this! I'll just pay the $1.99. I'll just get unlimited. Didn't get rid of the ads though. Just give me
Now the ads are gone though.
now the ads are gone.
Yeah,
And,
for free.
yeah.
All right, last story. Nintendo Switch breaks huge U.S. sales record again from GameSpot. So according to Nintendo, they sold more units after 20 months in the region, that's the U.S., than any other current gen system did after the same amount of time. More than 8.7 million units in the U.S. alone as of November 2018. That's quite a bit.
Oh,
You're getting
man.
one.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one on Boxing Day.
I've already got one. You want one?
What?
Switch?
Nintendo Switch.
I want one, but
I
be a
want
waste of money.
I want one, but I shouldn't
Yeah.
get one.
That's how I feel too.
Well, I'm buying it because I specifically want to play Pokemon and Katamari, so I have a reason to.
Is that worth the $400 though?
Well, yes, because I'm replacing my Vita, and I used to use my Vita every day.
For me, I probably won't. It's not worth it for me. Just the indie titles I can play on Steam. The Nintendo, all my virtual console games I still play on Wii U, which sits on my desk. Like that's. And here's the thing, though, I wouldn't take that out with me. That would be a home console. Like there's no reason for me to have that.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I'm not even going to set up the dock right away.
The only game that I'm actually, well, like Super Mario Odyssey, of course, because it's a Mario title. Smash Bros, but that that can wait. Like that will just come with the system when I get it. But it's really Metroid. Metroid is the only one I care for.
Smash Bros is pretty hard on that tiny little screen because a lot of the times it zooms out when there's a lot of action going on and there's characters all over the screen, especially when you're doing like eight player Smash. And so on that little screen, it gets pretty tough.
Yeah.
I mean, it would. Like, it's not the greatest experience.
Yeah.
Smash would be great on this TV.
Yeah, me and Marty were playing it on here. It was pretty good. Looks nice. It's like super crisp.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're doing, but they're doing it good.
It's the Nintendo like engine or whatever the hell it is.
It's always been like fantastic.
Yeah.
It's always looked nice, even on SD. You know,
And like super solid, yeah.
They've always had, like, during the PlayStation 2 Xbox run, those consoles were better resolution and better, like, more polygons. The GameCube was always better at textures. Like, water always looked better. And like the best example of it is it would probably be Resident Evil 4 because that game is across every fucking platform. And like the textures in that game on GameCube and Wii look better than the PlayStation 2 counterpart.
it's funny. I find water has always been pretty decent in video games. You would think that would be like pretty hard to do,
Yeah.
but now it just seems like they have like a water and it's in there. So, all right, Matt, hit us up with your Query Corner question.
Alrighty, so it's on Games as a Service again, but it's about damage control specifically.
The Marvel show coming up?
Damage control, or is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's called Damage Control, right? I thought it was called something.
yeah.
They filmed the pilot, they're never going to air it. This probably got canceled.
Anyway, when a game comes out and is a bit of a disaster in whatever way, Fallout 76 is a big one as of recently. How would you like the company, if you're a fan of that game, to handle it? Do you want them to stick to their guns? Do it do the changes silently, like just keep working, or be quick with stuff, or go like radio silent for a bit and then do a bunch of stuff?
Well,
like what method of fixing?
Stick to their guns implies they meant to make a bad game. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think it comes down to a couple of things, though, right?
I'm pretty sure Bethesda knew Fallout 76 was bad. I'm pretty certain of that.
Well, now 1 second here. With 76 though, the issue with it, in my opinion, would fix like about maybe I'm going to say like half the reviews. I mean, I might be wrong. Was the performance and the glitches, like the technical aspect of the game. Like some people don't like the quests, some people don't like the world, some people don't like, of course. But in terms of the game's functionality, like it was really buggy.
Yeah.
But if you take something like The Division, when we first played it, it was really functional, and it worked really well. I don't even remember a glitch, really. I think we had one mission bug out on us. Like, wow, that's not that bad.
The fucking holographic like records that you picked up.
Yeah, the ghosts or for the fuck.
Yeah, those 3 of those bugged out on like you couldn't pick them up. Like they were there. It says they were there, and you could go pick them up over and over again, but it would never clear. It wasn't until like months after the game was out that thing was cleared, and it was like finally patched in properly.
But admittedly, that wasn't game breaking. To be fair, like it didn't block our campaign. It didn't.
I guess still fucking.
But like no, but it's annoying. Yeah. So like I mean, there's some bugs there, but like in general, the problem with the game was that there was no end game, and so there wasn't enough content essentially.
In the case of 76, I think, and I'm surprised this hasn't happened yet. I think we need laws in place to allow you to return digital items.
Well, a lot of people are saying that's why they put it out on Bethesda Net.
So you could return it?
Bethesda Net does not allow you to return it.
That's a problem.
Or there's some sort of. I think that's wrong. I think there's some sort of obscure return policy.
It's fine, but that's not why they put it on Bethesda Net.
That's what people are claiming.
Yeah,
I haven't even looked at their
Bethesda
return
because
policy.
they want to push their own client and they want people to go into their store. They want that
Everyone's fighting Steam now too.
Yeah, like they want that client on people's computers. That's why they did it, because that game is going to come to Steam. Like they're going to do a proper wide release of that on PC.
I don't think so.
I have a feeling they will.
The reason why I don't think so is because I could see them sticking to their guns, because I think that I don't think their customers are going to increase if they go on Steam. Not by enough. Because I think there's enough games on Bethesda Net now where they have the name. Like if they put Starfield only on Bethesda Net, like, or the next Elder Scrolls, like they have the name, no one's going to be like, I'm not downloading another free client. I'm not going to play Elder Scrolls 6. Like you'd be a madman. I think they have the name.
Well, regardless, I think returns need to happen. Even like EB Games, you can't return a disc after taking it home. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big problem. That reduces the consumer's ability to say this was bad and broken, literally broken. You sold me a broken product after telling me it worked. You know. They need to have the power to be able to return that.
Especially with a disc too, because you can't. that game won't function without it. Like
Right.
we have not got to the ability yet where I can digitize a disc and then lose the disc.
Right.
Like I still always need that.
That might make returns more difficult though. If you can just take the disc home,
Exactly.
copy it to
Yeah,
your console, and
then send it
return
back. That I understand that, but like there's no way for us to do that. That should allow us to do a return.
And also, EB Games wants you to trade it in, so they
They're-
can give you less money for it and sell it at a higher price.
They do allow returns though. If you're the highest level premium,
Oh, you gotta.
which you have to pay
You have to
for,
pay into,
there's
yeah.
an annual fee, but they do allow a 3-day return if you just don't like the game. They'll give you full money back for it.
But I think we need a law that like actual legislation. Saying,
Yeah, absolutely.
Because then the company will actually learn. If Fallout 76 was that bad and you have thousands of people returning it, that's money lost from Bethesda. They're gonna take notice of that.
Well, how many? I'd be interested to hear if you take it out of games in terms of functionality. Then, like, how many things released that are, with the exception of things that are literally broken.
Mm-hmm.
How many things are dysfunctional from an engineering perspective? Like it was engineered poorly and doesn't function as a result of that. Not that like a component blew or something. Like a
what-
physical
what-
product, like a
like-
TV, a car. Like how many of those are just functionally shit? And so
What, are you
Not
talking, are
too
you talking
often, I
about of
guess.
shitty made or just defective? Like a
no.
defective
So like
percentage.
defective is like I wouldn't like if we have an LG TV in front of us. If Ryan brought this home today, like he just bought it, and it didn't turn on,
That's
and
like
that's different. That's like
that's a
the
different-
power supply broke or something.
his Xbox is a perfect example. Your first one you bought was there's
Oh,
something
that's right.
It was ticking. Yeah.
It was ticking. Okay, like that was just the rare 0.6% that just failed out of the factory, and he returned, and that was it.
And that was it. But like what I'm saying is like I wonder how many products like what if all Xboxes just ticked, but they weren't actually kind of they weren't really supposed to, but it was like the engineer didn't really care about the noise, so he just kind of fucking did it. Like he was told to make it quiet, but nah. Like in this case, they had a game where you could log in and everything, you could play it, but it was like all these bugs all over the place, and you're dealing with bugs constantly, depending on luck. Some people claim they don't have any bugs, but I don't know if I believe that. But and so like it was engineered poorly. Like it was like it wasn't put together right.
Well,
really,
Yeah. Most products I buy usually they work.
right.
I rarely have something not work when I get it. Like the Xbox still worked. It was just ticking very loudly.
Well, what I'm curious is this a phenomenon that's specifically with games? Like you're saying legislation,
No,
or is
'cause
this
I do-
legislation that needs to come out for everything?
Well, there already is, I think,
there is legislation like
return
there is,
laws. Yeah.
Like if you flip over any piece of electronic in Canada and you have like those, that weird half circle and the half circle with that looks like an E.
Like this, yeah,
Yeah, you could flip over any control.
yeah. Like it says
Like
like
see all that
yeah,
shit. Like that is all regulated.
a bunch of shit on there.
Yeah. So like a lot of electronics are regulated already, just not the software which comes loaded onto it.
Yeah, so like I'm wondering whether like the software is a unique case.
It's I think it's just newer.
It's just newer.
Yeah.
Because we had this discussion where just a few years ago, games whenever they launched and if they were online, the servers wouldn't work for the first week at least.
Mm-hmm.
Now that seems to be gone, and now the games are dysfunctional. Like the actual game is not often,
And-
but like frequent enough that it's dysfunctional.
What's the deal with? Let's say I buy Office, right?
Okay.
And let's say it's dysfunctional. It's buggy, filled with bugs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Can I
yeah.
return Office? Is this exclusive to games that you can't return?
That's a good question. I don't know.
But the difference is though with Office, you're not buying Office anymore. You're
There is a pay once.
Yeah, you can buy the
option.
perpetual license. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh really?
You
Yeah.
can just go. Yeah, because
It's like 169 bucks Canadian or something. Like that.
Yeah, you just go and buy it,
Why? Okay.
and you only get updates for like the year or whatever. Like they tell you the schedule, and that's it.
I thought it was only subscription now.
No, they kind of like try to hide it. They don't like
Because-
Not anymore. I actually, because of a friend of mine was just buying a new computer and he wanted Office,
Right.
and I went and like looked up Office for him. It's right there on the page now. If you go to like the options where
Oh,
it has
wow.
where it has like home and business, student and whatnot, it's right on right side. It's right there.
Well, because you know how I tell you I pull our college license for Office, which was
Yeah.
a 2013 license.
Yeah, that's what I have.
They're constantly updating it though. Like I still get the yearly updates, and now I'm a 2018, 2019. Like they keep on redesigning it, and they keep on updating it for me. So I'm just like, all right, I'll just keep on running this fucking license.
Well, Mohawk changed to Office 365, so I don't know whether they would have retrofitted, like whether they were detected. This is a Mohawk license. Let's just update it.
I think so.
I
think
went
that's what they're
back in and got the Office 365 Mohawk.
But I'm wondering if Adriano's was detected
Just-
as a Mohawk license and it just updated itself.
Potentially.
doing. That's probably what happened.
Yeah,
Fucking fantastic.
I mean that's pretty good
Looks cool.
considering we're alumni. Like we're
And
not even
they-
active students.
Well, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of it. You get benefits as if you're a student, and they updated the Office or the Outlook on iOS.
Wait.
Pretty good.
That's what yours look like?
Yeah. Damn. Why?
Mine looks completely different now. Mine's not. You have an actual like Outlook account. Mine's Exchange. I'm not sure if that gives it a different interface.
No. It's because look, I'm on my Google inbox right now,
Yeah.
and this still looks like this.
I don't have that blue top.
Yeah.
I want that blue top.
You wanna know why? Is because the updates they're pushing server side. Like they're not like the actual updates are not doing it. It's always there. I think they're rolling it out. And
I was confused because I saw an ad.
Because one day when I opened that and it switched over, I didn't do an update. Like it was still like I never updated it, and it just like switched to that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So yours used to look like this, just straight white.
Yeah. That's what it looked like. That I never updated it. I opened it one day and it looked like that.
I want that one.
You'll probably eventually.
You'll get it eventually.
You want to know why? Is because they probably haven't done it yet for iPhone 10.
Yeah, that's
That's probably
possible.
why.
I saw an ad for it on Facebook or something, and it showed like the new Outlook, and it showed like switching between the Focus inbox and normal.
I turned off Focus.
I know, but I just saw the little switch. I'm like, there's a blue top on there. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
There's no update and everything. So I think the reason why it's probably lagging so far behind is because a lot of our leaders are still pretty old.
With the software?
Yeah, with not regulating software returns.
Well, the thing is
It's also weird because it's like a license.
well,
I think too.
They don't
but the thing is like
comprehend the,
is like this shouldn't need legislation.
Like the companies aren't going to do this. I mean, some of them like Steam has and stuff, but
like you're getting like we're at the point now where it's like you're selling a digital product in the digital age in which you are getting literally a mass mob of angry people if something goes wrong. Like this is not the days of like them selling you something like they sell you the Word disk, let's say, and let's say for whatever reason that version of Word is really buggy, and like what do? Mail them? Like back then? Like what do? Mail them? Do you call them? Do you email them? Like all that stuff was new, right? So you still used a lot of analog technologies where you would maybe go to the retailer or something. Like,
yeah, but I don't think that changes the fact that a consumer should have a right to return something if it doesn't work as advertised.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is these companies are stupid for not just making a good product out of the get-go because they're essentially being forced to do updates and do apology things. Like,
but this is typically what happens: is these companies make all these mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay, and it hurts the consumers.
Yeah.
And then it takes the government to come in and clean up the mess by regulating things. And then they complain about regulation. But if they just played it smart and actually delivered what they promised in the first place, there'd be no need for those regulations.
Yes. No. I'm not saying that we shouldn't necessarily. I'm just saying that because we already have similar legislation for physical products, essentially, or
Maybe
however
they
that
just need
works.
to amend it then, add in digital goods.
No, like I'm not in terms of law. What I'm saying is these people understand that there are physical, like there are, however the laws apply, but it's like on physical products, there's return laws. These guys should understand, like, shit, maybe we don't want regulation in our industry. Maybe we should just make good fucking software.
But they're not going to, right?
That's really stupid.
Because we've had buggy software all the time now. It's just normal.
See, the thing is that's also weird. Is where's the line? Where exactly is the line? If 1 in 100 people receive a bug like Adriano did with the Division where you couldn't log in, if 1 in 100 people is that acceptable or is that considered broken software? Does everyone get some money back, or does only Adriano get money?
It's up
back?
to the consumer.
I found one other guy that had that problem. Only it was like on some Spanish forum, and he was like, and I had to like Google translate his forum post, and it was the only one other person.
That was a mess for you, man.
That was oh fuck, and it's just like there's and my biggest fucking problem with customer service, especially online customer service, just like, your solution is just to format everything.
Yeah,
and start over.
just
it's just like start
everything.
over.
Yeah,
it's just like
just
no,
start
that's
over.
not a fucking solution. Like you're asking me to wipe data off my console, some stuff I won't be able to get back.
Yeah, just wipe it
and
off.
Like here's the thing, like you're assuming that's my console when I know it's not. Because like I told him, like I came here, I tried it, didn't work as well. Like there's something wrong with my account.
Well, it's the same shit with like on computers, right? Where they always tell you to wipe it.
Yeah.
All the time. But like, so if the game is dysfunctional, how would you like a game dev to handle it? So Bethesda, for example, is being rather vocal, but they're not like feeding the trolls. Like they're not trying to damage control in that way. I'd say they're literally just being like, okay, here's our new update like plan. Here's our new like blog plan. Here's why we're doing it. They just added developer notes to patch notes so you can see what they're doing.
Got some information here. So apparently it's not a law. There apparently is no policy in Ontario that a supplier or retailer is required to offer refunds or exchanges.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like the laws are going to be different everywhere too, though. Like it really depends.
Yeah, you don't for law, returns and exchanges are not required by law.
Weren't we just talking about that though?
No, they're.
mean, we were.
You're saying that they should be for games, and
Well, now I don't know. Now, if there isn't any legislation on physical products,
there isn't, but the need for survival in a retail environment has pretty much all but legislated saying you should have a return policy.
so maybe this is just going to take some time. For like Steam's doing it, I think Origin does it now. You know, maybe it's just going to take time for these.
Like even the
companies to
Google Play
start.
Store has like proper returns and stuff.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, like a lot of companies will have policy to do returns and exchanges, and you can hold them to that, and they would lose that in a if I sold somebody a pack of jumper cables at Canadian Tire and then they didn't work, and they said you have to give me my money back, and I said no.
But the policy says yes.
But my policy says yeah. They take that to civil court. They would win. I would lose that because my policy says that I will do that.
Right.
But from the beginning, if I said nope, no returns or exchanges ever, then I don't have to.
Well, yeah. So there's well. Anyway, the whole point is like these like physical products don't seem to have these issues, and software like used to not have these issues when it shipped once. So these guys are just trying to seemingly, and I'm not pointing the finger at just Bethesda. In general, it seems like people are trying to take advantage of the fact they can update on the fly.
What do you think the point of making digital goods licenses instead of ownership?
What do you mean?
So when I buy a product,
Yeah.
it effectively becomes mine. I can do whatever I can modify it. I can do whatever I want with it.
Okay.
Right. But if I buy software, okay, they can take it away from me at any time.
Yeah.
If you license software.
But all software is pretty much licensed.
Ow.
Right.
Right.
Well, no, only I think
Most software is
the
pretty much
method of
licensed.
distribution determines whether it's licensed or owned.
But I'm pretty sure every piece of software on my computer is licensed. I'm pretty sure.
Well, now hang on a minute
Dead-
here. We don't really understand the laws between that. Like, is the license technically telling you that it's a digital ownership? Like, I don't know.
But in those little agreement things, they say they can take it away.
No, but what I'm saying though is if when they give it to you digitally and they say, yeah, like this is a license when you agree to those terms and conditions. But I'm saying though is if you went and bought Windows 98 on a disc, that is yours. As long as you have that disc, that is yours, and they can't take that away from you.
Right.
As long as you have a system that can run it.
What I'm saying is why were they selling physical goods and saying it's now yours? Okay. But then when the digital revolution came across, they said, we're not selling this to you anymore. We're selling you a license so you can use it.
Because there was no way to take away that physical good.
Yes. Yeah. The more control you have, the better. What if I could take your product away and then sell you an HD version?
Like
you know how great that is?
There's no.
I mean, no one's done that. Though.
But they could do it.
They could.
There's no method.
Maybe.
There's no method of them coming in and taking that chair away from you. If there could, they would have absolutely licensed it.
Remember we had that thing. Remember we had that one article like years ago where the one lady got locked out of her or got banned from her Amazon account because someone had a similar name and like they refused to give her back
took away all her stuff. Yeah.
or like books account or whatever.
Yeah.
That could happen to anyone.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So how do you want the damage control to happen? To take it back to the original question.
The returns. I don't want the returns.
No, but do you want returns or do you want it to do like Bethesda does, where they're just literally like trucking on now?
I want returns.
You would return Fallout 76 right now.
Yeah.
You would return it.
Yeah. I'd probably buy it later once they fixed it.
See, I would never do that.
But
once it's returned, that's it. You're done. You're donezo in my books.
But I want them to know that they made a mistake and that I potentially lost a customer for good. But if they fix it up and make it good like a year from now, then I might give it another try.
Especially when it's discounted.
Yeah.
So you're in the camp of like if it's bad at all, you don't even want them to damage control. You just want to be out. Like you want to leave.
Wait. I appreciate the damage
that
control.
is what I think what he's saying though is that is a method to
Mitigate them having
Yeah.
a bad launch.
like that is forcing them to damage control.
Because if 50% of the people return Fallout 76,
That's bad.
they're losing out on a ton of money.
Yeah.
Then they'll actually make a change. But if millions of people bought the game, then there's no incentive to really fix it or to not make that mistake in the future.
The thing is like there is some protection. Like some people were returning were canceling their pre-orders and stuff. That's protection.
But that doesn't.
You don't know it's broken until you own it, though.
Yeah, that doesn't. Like,
But if you played the beta because you pre-ordered and then you saw it was broken. Or you
But the
didn't
beta-
like it.
the beta is supposed to be broken.
a beta is not final product. Like that's not.
Yeah.
Them somebody canceling a pre-order doesn't go against their numbers. Like that. Like
No, but it will hurt the
it
number
will
of the sales later.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing, though. What is your actual complaint about Fall? Just out of curiosity, what don't you like about Fall?
There was a lot of bugs. I lost some progress.
What progress did you lose?
Sometimes items just went away.
What progress did you lose?
I played a couple missions with you.
Yeah.
Server crashed, and then I lost. Those missions weren't completed for me. I had to redo them.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I've lost items.
The stored thing, the whole like when if something isn't blueprintable, it just disappears.
Yeah, I had a game breaking, or not a game breaking, but a quest breaking bug.
Kill Evan or whatever.
Yeah. So it was broken.
If you complain hard enough, you get a refund.
I don't know. There's people complaining about this, and then the one guy said, "Oh, we can give you like $10 back or something." Like that.
You go hard enough, you can get what you
I don't
want.
know.
I've gotten PlayStation to give me even against their no refund policy.
Did you get that iTunes thing fixed?
No, I emailed the guy. He's like, when I get an update from the engineers, I'll let you know. I'm like, I'm never getting a fucking update. Every once in a while,
Classic deflection.
yeah, every once in a while, I'll send them an email just to keep the ticket open. That ticket's never getting closed.
Okay, well, anyway, again, how do you want the damage control to happen?
I appreciate the damage control.
No, but like, how do you want it to happen? Do you want them to own up? Do you want them to just say,
course.
"All right, this game sucks"?
I want them.
I don't care.
I want them to be honest. That's
Yeah.
all I want.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 14 was fucking abysmal out of the gate. You know what they did?
What?
They took it down and they completely remade that game.
But was it in consumers' hands?
When they launched it first time, yeah.
Oh, it was.
Like it was
Jesus.
out, and they
Jesus
they
Christ.
realized like this is you guys are right. This is an absolutely horrendous game. We don't want this out there. They took that game down. They completely remade it.
Holy Christ!
And
I
they
didn't know that.
re-released it. Yeah, the Final Fantasy 14 that we have now is not the same Final Fantasy 14 that was first advertised.
It came out like around when 13 came out, didn't it?
Yeah,
And then they had 3 13 games.
yeah.
I mean, that's just Final Fantasy. That's par for the course for that.
No,
game.
but like 14 was already out, but they were still doing 13 games.
titles.
Yeah.
the thing is, though, is like the thing what they're doing with 76 is good. Like they have the inside the vault thing, then they have the patch notes. Now they're adding the dev notes to the patch notes. They've been ripping a patch every week. It's like the holiday season, so they're taking a break now until 2019. But like it seems like it's doing better. But it seems like they're addressing more technical stuff than game concern stuff.
Because because it's hard to say. It's subjective, right? Whether you like a game or not. So we're
Yes.
turning it on something like, oh, it wasn't fun. I don't know if that's really warranted.
I mean, en masse it is, but I guess
You're right.
I guess it technically has to have a solid base
weird, though.
regardless.
You can do that with certain things though. Like Audible lets you return a book if you just don't like it. So why can't you do it with the game?
Well, they're trying to be competitive, right? So they're trying to do things to make you say like, oh, I like this service. You know what I mean?
I guess.
This is a weird. Again, I don't understand why games release in a big mess. Before it was the servers, now they're buggy as fuck. Like, what is happening?
I think it's honestly the publishers saying it has to be out at this time, and the devs just can't can't work that fast.
Man,
It's a lot of work to make a game like that. Like
No,
76.
yeah.
I'd regulate the fuck out of that industry.
Well,
Jesus.
then it would take longer. It would take 15 years to make a product.
But fine.
But by the time that they get a product almost done,
It's okay. You know what? There's too,
then it would be out of
too
date,
much,
and you might as well
too
throw it
many
away and
things
redo
on the
it.
market anyways. Let's
But-
dial it
but
back a little bit on releases.
Clearly, games can do it. Red Dead was largely bug free. I know some people had bugs, but they were rare
Marty
cases.
was telling me that it was not riddled, but it had quite a few significant bugs. That's what he told me.
there was problems with like
Yeah.
the cinematic view and stuff like that. But there's nothing game breaking, and it wasn't like in your face constantly bugs. I never lost progress in it. You know,
He lost a bunch of progress.
Did he really?
Well, he had like a legendary pelt drop, and then it disappeared.
That's not losing progress though. He literally like his horse died or something, and then he lost it.
No, but then like apparently like there was a glitch in which caused the horse to disappear, not die. And then also the pelt disappeared, which apparently self-recovers itself to the person that you sell it to or whoever it is. I haven't played the game, but there's like a person you bring the pelt to. And apparently it automatically goes to his inventory when the world like when you like if you forget to like carve the animal or something, it just appears in that guy's thing 'cause it's like a one-off legendary pelt.
Okay.
But his horse was literally gone.
Okay.
fair enough.
But
But
one time that like if it's
That's
so
a big thing though.
it is.
Like,
But it wasn't the same scale as Fallout 76.
no, yes.
The Uncharted games have been pretty smooth.
Uncharted for sure.
Nintendo's games are always pretty smooth.
Ratchet and Clank smooth. Spider-Man was smooth.
Spider-Man was fantastic.
Spider-Man. I can't think of a bug.
God of War was like impeccable and looked fantastic. So it is possible. I think it's the publishers. Sony gives their devs a lot of time, it seems. You know, and then Rockstar takes like freaking 10 years to make a game.
Rockstar takes a while, yeah.
So and even they were cutting it close according to their working schedules. You know what I mean?
Well, there's always like the crunch, right? Where at the last minute everyone's like, "Oh fuck, we forgot these 10 things or something."
Yeah. So I think it's just up to the publisher to give their dev enough time. But they wanted it out for the holiday season so all the kids could wake up on Christmas Day and play their Fallout 76.
I wonder how that's going to go. That's going to be a big influx of people on that server or on those servers. I wonder how that's going to go.
Probably not too bad.
I wonder if we'll see a crash.
It's probably not too much. Though.
I wonder if we'll have another PlayStation Network Xbox Live hack.
Yeah.
Every year.
You think it's going to happen this year? Did it happen this year?
I think they got caught.
That's right,
They either got caught or they got stopped.
Was it Lizard Squad or something?
No, I think those were successful, weren't they?
No, but then they get caught?
They got caught years later, but like last year there was an attack and it like failed or something happened to it, but it didn't take down the network. It was like somebody tracked like the network traffic went up, but they were ready, and then it just didn't.
All right, that's all we got. Merry Christmas, Adriano.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas, viewers, and happy holidays, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hanukkah. Merry Kwanzaa.
Merry Kwanzaa.
Just merry everything.
Happy Kwanzaa. I don't know how that works. Just cover my bases.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yeah.
Woo!
All right, me and Matt will probably start streaming sometime in the new year.
I was going to start slamming my cup. That sounded like a real bad idea.
And you can check out our YouTube at youtube.com/DayOnePatch You can find our other Let's Plays on there as well. Adriano, are you still uploading those crazy runs of Dead Cells?
Like 2 came out this week, right?
Yeah, the problem is though I bought that RAID disc because I actually ran out of hard drive space. So I have no more
Holy
hard drive
Christ.
space I have several terabytes. I've run out of space to render video. So that's why I need to buy more.
There you
hard
go.
drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in the new year.
They'll resume in the new year, but I have no space to edit.
See ya.
Peace.